Hello and welcome to Plot Twister Sisters. This is the podcast where we are coming up with story ideas. Some of them great, some of them are not so great. So we will pitch stories to each other and we will rate the other person's stories. I'm Erin.
And I'm Kate.
And I'm going to kick us off with a story about murder.
Intrigue.
Murder
Go
most
on.
foul. I'm going to start with the end. I'm going to tell you the end of the murder and I'm going to work backwards. Okay.
Okay.
This is a murder at a school. A boarding school, perhaps. Perhaps not. I don't know if that part's important. There's a club of daredevils. They're
Oh,
pranks. They give pranks to each other, and the stakes are very high. You have two choices when you're given the prank. You do the prank or you're out of the club. The
mm.
last person in gets a big ticket prize
Wait, the last person to
to
complete the
like be
prank?
in the prank when everybody else either quits or failed their prank.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Last person in gets maybe like a scholarship or gold or something. Okay, anywho, a club of pranks. They're pranks.
Is it a secret society or is
It's
like
secret.
everybody?
Yeah, no,
It
that's
is.
very important. That's a very important part. It's
Okay.
secret. Only the
Okay.
participants of the prank group know of the pranks.
They know. Okay. Only. Okay. What kinds of pranks? Give me a sample.
I'm glad you asked. One of the pranks is to break into the headmaster's office and to retrieve a personal document. You have to rifle through his belongings. And that is where our story begins. The gentleman who was given that prank, the student, dies.
Oh no.
Dead. He's found
I
floating in the school pool, or perhaps
oh
in a fountain,
heaven
perhaps something
almighty.
else. Okay.
Okay. This is dark.
Well, it's a murder story. What'd you expect with murder?
Okay.
You wanted
Well, just I'm already
sunshine
nervous
and
about these
flowers?
kids.
That's not appropriate. A person died.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
So he's deceased. He's no longer with us. So the only people that know about the prank game are the other people in the prank game. And as you recall, the stakes are very high. So they
Yeah.
all suspect each other. Who would have done this? But you want to know how it ends? You want to know the
What
twist?
is it, Ed? Tell
The,
me.
the murderer is the principal. The
I
student
like that.
came
I like that.
upon something to show he was embezzling funds, or perhaps he wasn't even who he said he was, a la Jack Black in School of Rock, and the principal murdered him.
Okay, so the principal's Jack Black.
Yeah.
Okay, and that
It could be just an embezzlement. The principal's the principal. He was stealing money from the school. The
got it,
kid
got it, got
finds
it. Okay,
out about it during this prank, and the principal murdered him.
got it. Okay. I like this. I like this a lot. Here's where I'm concerned. The prize. Maybe it's gold. I don't know. I'm just like, I don't, that's got to be compelling in a way that I'm not compelled right now.
Yes, that's a very fair criticism.
I feel like, and I feel like we should start off where it's a prank that went right. You know, like we got to set that baseline of like, how should this be going? So it's not just like they're gonna do it because the gold, you know?
Good point.
Yeah. So I like that. And then who's our main character? What's our
Picturing like some dudes with some hair that kind of like spikes up a little, like
oh
the
yeah,
boys
swooped over.
swoop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing. Maybe they
Okay.
have names like Dalton and Colton,
And Mason. Yes. That
and
that
perhaps
checks
there's a love story. Dalton and Mason both like the same girl. Love triangle.
Okay. Okay. I feel like I want to like Dalton more. So I maybe we can dive into that. You know, like I don't like him right now. All I know is the swoop hair and he's part of this club. and maybe kills people. I'm just for gold, said gold.
Maybe
So
it's something else besides gold.
I think it's the one above Pin with Promise. Let's revisit and dive in to characters. You know what I mean? Like let's maybe he's poor, maybe he got a scholarship. We gotta want to like him somehow. And
No,
he's got to be in this bad situation, I think.
do you know what else
Or
this
someone
is?
in this
Is
story.
like
We gotta like.
we gotta like him and we gotta know a little more. Is it a secret society? Remember for a hot minute we all cared about what the skulls and bones were doing?
I
It was
know.
like a
I do.
secret society at like Yale, and everybody like I think two presidential candidates both were a member, and we are like, the skulls and bones are running the country. You remember this?
I do. I do. There was a movie about it that I found very compelling. It
Yeah.
was similar. It was similar. Like things had turned dark. Well,
Was it
maybe not
murder?
like
Murder Motel?
there might have, I don't know. I forget, but there was like a movie about this. Although I like the secret society element, maybe we put some history in there. That's all. Or the Puffs, a la Gilmore Girls.
I
You know how
know.
she's part of a secret society and they call it getting puffed. And it's a
Just to go
thing.
outside. Is that right? Just to spend the night outside?
They break in to the headmaster Charleston's office and they ring the bell. That's how they get puffed.
Oh,
You might just need to watch that one
I
again. I think
watch it. I don't know what I've been doing. Good point.
it's a good one.
Okay.
Okay. Pin with promise.
Pin with promise.
Okay. I'm going to be wishing I hadn't been so critical of your story because it's gonna, okay, here we go. So open up on middle America, a small town of farmers. Okay. And this town is dying. Okay. Yes. Yes. Because the farms are dying. Okay. Because they're not, bad weather, bad economy, like all the barriers, right? Like they're having all these barriers, the farmers. Okay. So this young girl, our heroine of our story, she is the daughter of a farmer, teenager. Okay. And she starts doing reading. And in Denmark, they, yeah, I know. I did some reading on this one. I know. They had this, I guess it's like folklore about fairies. And if you leave the fairies like porridge and stuff, they'll come tend to the farm, like look over the farm. Yeah, I know. I know. So she, like on a whim, right? Like this farm is dying and her family's going to lose her job. Yeah, she starts leaving stuff out for the fairies. Then what happens? The
Her
farm
very
starts.
chum. Her very chum. Little
The farm,
seedlings are starting to spring up
exactly,
in
exactly.
there.
The farm starts turning around. Now, I know that's not totally a full story, but I thought there could be something where the town and she rallies the town together, and it's like the fairies help. There is the magical component, but really she and like other youth are like revitalizing this town and this community all together to like rally together.
Together.
What do you
We're
think?
better. We're better together.
Yes, yes.
I was having fun as soon as you said fairy. I'm
I know.
here for a fairy story. What are little magic beings up to? That's what I want to know. How can they be helping us? Yes, please.
I know. Well, what I was really trying to look up is have you seen Eurovision?
No.
It's a movie with Will Ferrell. I mean, it's also a popular song contest in Europe, but they did a movie on it with Will Ferrell and Rachel. Is it McAdams or Adams?
I know you
Anyway, you
from
know,
the
you know who I mean.
yeah.
Yeah, she's beautiful. They're in it and it's hilarious. Anyway, there's a fairy component where you're supposed to like leave the fairies alcohol. This was in the movie, so I wasn't sure if that was right or not. But what I found was in Denmark, there's this, folklore about them tending to farms. I thought that would be fun, you
What if
know?
there are people in the town who do not want the fairies' help? They're aware of the fairies. Other people are like, there's no fairies, you're drunk. But there are people who are like, no, no, there's fairies.
We do
Yeah.
need an we need an enemy. I don't know if I want them. To me, the fairies should be like a just a component of it, you know?
But what if that's the component? So it's bringing people together. It's like a Salem witch trial situation of like, no fairies. And people are like, why not? The fairies are helping. And they're like, because they're evil.
Oh, people are anti-fairy.
About anti-fairy people. So the pro-fairy people are
Okay.
like, what is the alternative? You know, and maybe it just so happens the anti-fairy people are like, hey, like we don't care if your farm survives, or maybe even like, hey, locally grown stuff does not help our business interests.
Yeah.
Not so maybe we're kind of pretending to be anti-fairy because we were hoping your farm would fail. We want to buy your land cheap or whatever their motivation is. So that's the conflict is people who are
Right.
like, and maybe there's like a Liesel and Rolf situation where the teenage
Oh,
girl is like the son of the anti-fairy guy. He's like, you can't be trying to get these fairies out. She's like, leave
I
me
just
alone. Me and the fairies are in love.
I struggle with Rolf so much, so I don't know. Yeah, could it be more Romeo and Juliet, you know?
Like a real love story. Yeah, Rolf is not a real love story. He's just a bad guy.
Rolf is just a bad guy. Yeah. That
He's
happened to be 17 going on 18 at
yeah,
one point,
yeah,
you
one
know?
lovely song, and that's it for Rolf. That's all you got.
You know,
Honestly, it was hard because Captain Von Trapp is so hot. He like takes up the whole. I had no eyes for no one else. In The Sound of Music, that is such a good looking man that you're like, Rolf, get out of here. We already have a very handsome man in this movie.
but dancing around that gazebo, I mean, yeah.
Won't swoon. Gosh,
I mean,
yeah.
that gazebo, although the gazebo gets a lot of airtime
So
because
much hair.
Captain Von Trapp's in that gazebo for a minute too.
TV. Gazebos were a big part of it. You just didn't have anything else to do. You had to
They're
be out of that
like,
gazebo because what else were you going to do? Like stare at the wall? You were like,
where,
look at this
where are you going to
outside
be?
shed with like,
Romantic gazebo.
that was your only pick. Was it? It was a dark time.
Bring gazebo. Okay, maybe there's a gazebo in the story.
Gotta put a gazebo in.
It's
I'm
going in.
putting
Okay, let's pin this until we get more of like the situation, but it's not a Rolf. It's more Romeo and plus gazebo.
yes, I'm here for it. Okay, thanks for listening. We'll see you next week when we come back with more story ideas.